Gun owners in Kentucky are about to be blindsided by not the Democrats, but the GOP when it comes to your Second Amendment rights, guys. Tune in, you're gonna wanna hear this. Big gun control coming from the Republicans in the state of Kentucky. Guys, I'm Ben Dorr with the American Firearms Association. I got an article for you today from Hoptown Chronicle titled "Westerfield Backs Bill to Remove Guns from Kentuckians at Risk of Hurting Selves or Others." So they make it a nice, pretty little name. But here's the reality. A Republican senator in Kentucky is going to be introducing a red flag gun confiscation bill in 2024 when their session kicks off on January 2. Here's the thing. Maybe you don't live in Kentucky. Maybe you think this doesn't apply to you. Here's where it really, really matters. If you live in a Republican-controlled state, this is the number one fight against gun control coming to your state capital in the months and years ahead. And so what we do in Kentucky is going to make all the difference in red states across the country. Obviously, blue states are in the fight of their lives all the time, but in red states, this is the big push because it's coming from Republicans. So we have Republican Senator Whitney Westerfield. And can you trust a man whose name is Whitney? I don't know. I'll leave that up to you. So it says, Senator Whitney Westerfield, Republican from Fruit Hill, will introduce the Crisis Aversion and Rights Retention Orders Bill. So that sounds real pretty. Crisis Aversion and Rights Retention Orders Bill. What a slap in the face to gun owners. You name stuff like that to try to get gun owners off your back. When you are a rhino, you're stabbing gun owners in the back and you're doing the bidding of the radical left pushing this gun control. They're going to push this, or the CARR, the CAR bill, in the 2024 legislative session, which begins January 2. He's motivated by shootings that left children dead and people injured, right? So here's how red flag gun confiscations work. Anybody, virtually anybody, can make the claim that you're dangerous and have your guns taken away. It's as simple as that. Somebody calls in and goes, I know this guy, he voted for Trump, or he's always out at the shooting range, or he's an avid hunter, or I was chatting with him on the street and he was telling me that he thinks Joe Biden is a failed, miserable tyrant. Those kinds of things. They'll call you in and say, I think they're dangerous. They're certainly a danger to somebody else. They might be a danger to themselves. And just on that, your firearms can be taken away. They can be confiscated, and then you have to go through a court process to get your guns back. So no arrest, no trial, no conviction, nothing. No due process in a court of law required to lose your civil right, your God-given right to protect and defend yourselves with arms. And so I'm not going to go through the whole article here, but he says that it's meaningfully different than red flag laws. First of all, I want to know how much campaign money this guy is getting from Michael Bloomberg's gun control organizations, Every Town for Gun Safety, the Brady campaign, Moms Demanding Some Action. I want to know how much money this guy is getting because he's doing the bidding of the radical left. And so he says, first of all, the timelines are shorter. The burden of proof is going to be higher. So what he's saying is, and I'm summarizing this, what he's saying is, well, you'll get to have your day in court to try to get your guns back. So they try to make it pretty. They try to sweeten it up. They try to say, it's better than red flags. This is a good red flag bill. The reality is there is no such thing as a good red flag bill because all of them require that your guns can be taken away without you being charged for a crime, without an indictment, without court time, without a conviction and a jury of your peers. In America, Senator Westerfield, Whitney, in America, we don't lose civil rights unless we've been convicted of grievous crimes. Okay? We don't lose civil rights unless we've been convicted of crimes. That's what the American Constitution says. So if you live in Kentucky, you need to get a hold of your senators and your state representatives. And I'm talking especially about Republicans. So don't sit there and go, well, I know my guy. He's a Republican. He's a pretty good guy. The Republicans are the ones pushing this legislation. You need to fight back. This is the #1 attack on gun rights in Republican-controlled states all across America. They find some rhino POS like Senator Westerfield who's willing to introduce their better red flag bill, and they push this crap. The left loves it. The Democrats all vote for it. The rhinos all vote for it. And states like Indiana have red flag laws. States like Florida have red flag laws. Red states are passing red flag gun confiscation laws because jokers like Westerfield here get to convince people that it's somehow better than gun confiscation. It's not. We already have laws on the books that deal with people making threats, making terroristic threats, being a danger to themselves or others. Every state in America allows a 72-hour hold and a psych evaluation for somebody who's making wild threats, accusations, claims, things like that. Red flag gun confiscations is simply a gun seizure bill. So whether you live in Kentucky or not, you need to tell your Republican-led states, and especially in Kentucky, you need to tell them to oppose and vote no on Senator Whitney Westerfield's red flag gun confiscation bill, because there's no such thing as a good one. Because again, in America, we don't lose civil rights unless we've committed grievous crimes. And red flag laws, with a red flag law, there are no crimes required. That's what I have for you guys out of Kentucky. Take action, fight back. If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel. Renew your membership in the American Firearms Association. Go to joinafa.org. Become a member. Renew for the 2024 year. Got big fights coming up. Share this video with your family and friends. We'll talk soon.